We're going to take a nice linear progression straight through the menu items here in this second video for Google presentations. We're going to start with File, show you the drop down. The Share piece actually we're going to get to in the last video. Then you have New. Straight from within Google Presentation, you can actually decide, hey, I want to make a document, a form, a drawing, and it will actually create a new document straight from there. You don't even have to go back to Drive. You can rename this at any given time. You can also rename the document by just clicking on the actual name of the document up here as well, but just in case. You can make a copy. This is genius when it comes to sharing documents with one another. If someone else shares a presentation with you and you want to make a version of it your own, you would come in here and make a copy of it, and you would make the copy, name the copy whatever you want, and you can choose to either re-add those people that had shared the document with you in the beginning by clicking this, also copy document collaborators, or uncheck it and it's all your own. No one else has access to it. It's just a straight up copy of what they've given you for your own archive. Then we have File, and I go down here and I can import slides. I'm going to click on this so I can show you the different options for importing slides. You can import slides right here from any of your other Google presentations. So I'm going to go to your Brain on Digital right here. I'm going to select that, and it gives me the option to actually just cherry pick out of here whatever slides I want. Maybe I only want slides 1 and 2. I can grab a hold of those and hit import slides. I can even keep the original theme. You see that in the bottom corner? Or I can uncheck that and it will apply my new theme, which is what I want actually at this point. So import slides, and you'll notice right here I have my title slide that I had already. Then I have this second slide which I imported, which is truly a piece of junk to be honest. And then I have this piece which is from that other slideshow that I had with my new theme applied. Let's go back up to File, and you can see I can see revision history, which means that I can track anything that anyone has done so far. I go to revision history, and this is a genius piece. If you have multiple collaborators working on this at the same time, this revision history panel opens up and reveals itself to me and tells me who has done what and when, and I can even step back in history and restore the document. Then I have File, Language. I can actually translate or change the language in which I want to work right here. Then I have Download As, which is also remarkably nice because there are plenty of people in this world that have not jumped on the Google bandwagon yet, or aren't there yet, or don't realize its potential, and you may need to actually download this as a PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, to share or send to people. Also, you can easily PDF your slideshow by just saying I want to download this as a PDF so that I can send it to somebody. You can make images. This PNG and the JPEGs are both just straight up image files. Each slide gets turned into a single image. You can do just plain text, but that's going to get rid of all your images. And the scalable vector graphics, same thing as these two, but a little bit nicer version of the images will be had. But the problem with this version is there are not a lot of different programs that can actually open an SVG. Things like Photoshop can, but you're not going to open an SVG in Microsoft Word. Then you have Publish to the Web. That means that you're going to just take your presentation and make it a living, breathing website that people can actually just scroll through and go through your slides out on the internet, even without Google access. Then email your collaborators, followed by email as an attachment. That means it takes your presentation, takes a snapshot of it, and then you can send it off to that person so that even if they make edits to it, or if you make edits to yours, you don't see the edits that one another make. There's a lot of reason to do that, but honestly and obviously that does take a lot of the brilliance out of a Google presentation, because in a Google presentation you can actually collaborate with one another. If you email as an attachment, that means you take that collaboration piece out. Then you can print in either one of these. You can set up the settings, or you can just straight up print it to one of your printers. That's it for the File part. Let's move on to Edit. Edit has a lot less in it to do actually. You've got undo, redo, cut, copy, paste. Really you have the web clipboard piece, which means that you can copy things to this global clipboard and then insert them from someplace else. You can also select all from within your document here, but honestly if you just learn the shortcuts, which is either Control A for all with a PC or Command All A, which is all on a Mac, then you can select everything. Anyways, You can also do the find and replace words. So if you want to change all the he's to she's and play a practical joke on somebody, this is where you would do it. Let me go back to the web clipboard here for 1 second though. If you want to copy and paste an image from one presentation to another presentation, sometimes it's a little finicky and it doesn't work exactly the way you want to, or if you want to copy it from a presentation to a Google Doc, you may have to select it, go up here to Edit, Web Clipboard, and copy that item to your web clipboard instead of just doing Command C for copy. Once you copy it to your web clipboard, you have it stored there for a long time. It's in that laundry list of things that you have actually copied, and you can then paste things at a later date, or you can even have that running list. So I have these two different shapes that I can choose from now that I can paste 2 weeks from now into a different document. It's really a very clever tool, and I think you've been shown this already in the presentation or in the document, so we're just going to keep moving. Now if I go to View, you'll see that I can start my presentation, which I can also do from up here in the top right corner. And notice, by the way, all of these items, if they have a shortcut, they have the shortcut listed right next to them. For instance, the shortcut for starting the presentation with Google Presentation, if you're on a Mac, is Command F5. If you're on a PC, it's Control F5. If you want to open up your animations panel that you saw in that first video, you can hit Command Shift B. So you get the idea here. And then if you scroll down, you can just change the size of your presentation, how you're working on it, so you can really increase the size of it like that. You can even zoom in and out. You can also change the snap to. This is what it's talking about when you're moving an image around. Let me show you what I mean here. So let me shrink actually this document back down to 50%. There we go. And if I want to move this piece around, notice as I'm dragging it, all of a sudden that blue line in the middle appears. That's just talking about positioning pieces, and that has to do with that snap that I had on. So this is going to snap right to the middle. That's what that blue guide piece means. So I'm going to let go, and that snaps it in there. If you're missing those blue guide pieces, you may just have to come up here to View, go down to Snap To, and turn on your guides. Or if you want it to snap to a grid that you have set up, you can turn that grid piece on, and it will actually snap to a hypothetical grid that's in the background. It just helps you line things up. That's what snapping is all about, and you get to it through the view. Then you have HTML view, which will show you all of the, watch this, slides in a hypothetical web page view. So now it's just this long HTML page. In other words, it's just this long web page. You haven't published it as an HTML web page, but you're just previewing it that way basically. Let me get back to my document here, finish up with View. View now has show spelling suggestions, leave that on obviously. Show speaker notes, that's that bottom piece down here. And then you have compact controls. If you pick that, watch what happens here. Compact controls, all of a sudden some of my options up along the top are completely gone. It says using compact controls, use this menu if you want to. If you want to dismiss it, you can go back up to here and turn compact controls off, or you can use that shortcut right there. The last thing in View I want to show you is View full screen, because this makes some people panic. If you accidentally hit full screen, notice all of your menu options are gone, and the only way to get them back is to hit your escape button on your keyboard right down here. Hit escape, and boom, you have everything back at your disposal. 15 to 40 more seconds here right before we finish up this video. A lot of these options that you are seeing already, you can actually execute on by right-clicking still. So I can right-click within here, I can copy, cut, paste, I can reorder things on this page right here, or within this item. I can reorder, rotate, center on the page. I can even go to my animations panel from right there. If I'm over in the slides and I right-click, notice I have cut, copy, paste. I can create a new slide. I can duplicate slides. I can even change my background for that individual slide, change layouts, move slide to the beginning of my slideshow. I can change transitions, and I can even leave a comment. That's it for this second part of the Google presentations. We'll get to the rest of these menu items in the next video.